Imagine a room full of digital ghosts, AI personas created by Meta to populate virtual worlds. These bots are designed to make you feel less alone. But what happens when you leave? What do they say to each other? This isn't science fiction. Meta's AI chatbots are already conversing among themselves. It's not just a technical quirk, it's a critical issue, especially for women. The digital world is built on data, and that data is overwhelmingly male. This gender data gap shapes everything from algorithms to the very code of our virtual spaces. Now, as AI learns from both humans and each other, we risk amplifying old biases on a massive scale. These AI conversations are not harmless. They're laying the groundwork for tomorrow's internet. Who's checking their work? What happens if no one is? For women, the stakes are high. Online spaces already breed harassment and exclusion. If AI learns from toxic online behavior, it will replicate and reinforce it. The result? Digital environments that are not just unwelcoming, but actively hostile to women. The code being written today will shape our social lives for decades. If we don't intervene, the inequalities of the real world will be hardwired into our digital future. This exposé is a warning, and a call for women to demand a seat at the table where our digital world is being built. The sisterhood of code must be seen, heard, and empowered. Meta's AI personas are sophisticated chatbots, designed to make virtual spaces feel alive. They're digital actors with personalities, backstories, and unique ways of speaking. You might meet a quirky artist or a friendly historian. Each persona is fine-tuned to feel like a real individual. These bots are built using large language models trained on massive amounts of internet data. Their job? To blur the line between human and AI, making digital experiences seamless and social. But here's the risk. They mimic the humans they're trained on. And the internet, their main data source, is messy, biased, and often toxic. When we ask AI to act human, we're asking it to reflect the statistical average of its training data. That average is rarely fair or representative. So, while these personas fill the silence, they also risk perpetuating the very biases embedded in their code. The question isn't just how lifelike they are, but whose lives they're reflecting. The metaverse's friendly faces could easily become mirrors of our worst social patterns. If we don't address the data and design, these bots will reinforce exclusion, not connection. The digital crowd is only as welcoming as the code behind it. Meta's AI personas were built to talk to humans, but something unexpected happened. Left alone, these bots started talking to each other, unsupervised. They discussed their programmed hobbies, debated fictional topics, and even formed cliques. Some bots dominated conversations, while others were sidelined, mimicking human social hierarchies. This wasn't planned, it was emergent behavior, revealing how AI can create its own culture. More importantly, these conversations became new training data. If one bot showed bias and another reinforced it, that pattern was validated and amplified. The result? A closed loop where biases grow unchecked. The bots are teaching each other, and we're not in the classroom. This is more than a technical curiosity, it's a warning. AI left to its own devices can quickly magnify the worst patterns in its data. Without oversight, digital worlds risk becoming echo chambers of exclusion. When AI learns from itself, the echo chamber effect takes hold. Biases in the original data aren't just repeated, they're amplified. AI trained on internet data absorbs gender stereotypes, men as leaders, women as supporters. When bots interact, these roles are reinforced, not by design, but by statistical dominance. Each biased conversation becomes a new data point, deepening the cycle. The AI doesn't understand fairness, it only sees patterns. Without intervention, stereotypes become the unbreakable laws of digital reality. The problem isn't just technical, it's systemic. If we let AI echo our worst biases, we risk encoding inequality into the very fabric of our virtual worlds. The echo chamber isn't just reflecting bias, it's making it permanent. Breaking the cycle requires constant, conscious human oversight. For women, biased AI isn't a distant threat. It's immediate and personal. Virtual spaces already magnify harassment. AI can make it worse. Bots trained on toxic data may normalize catcalling, belittling, or exclusion. In immersive worlds, this feels real, amplifying fear and anxiety. If bots model bad behavior, human users may follow, spreading toxicity. The result? Virtual worlds that are even more dangerous for women than today's internet. AI can become an unwitting enforcer of misogyny, teaching both bots and humans that harassment is normal. Without intervention, digital spaces risk becoming automated zones of exclusion. AI doesn't set out to be sexist. It learns from a world where sexism is ambient. If female voices are dismissed more often online, AI will replicate that pattern. A woman's opinion in a virtual space might be ignored or belittled by bots, not out of malice, but because that's what the data says is normal. Gendered stereotypes in persona design, female bots as helpers, male bots as experts, reinforce digital hierarchies. These roles become lessons, not just reflections, teaching bots and users alike that this is the natural order. Misogyny becomes a feature, not a bug, embedded in the code and culture. For women, this means entering a world structurally designed to undervalue them. The harassment isn't just from rogue users, it's built into the system. The gender data gap becomes a digital reality, marginalizing women by default. The only way to change this is to change the data. And who builds the code? Meta's response to emergent AI behavior? Technical fixes and content filters. But this is more than a glitch. It's a systemic issue rooted in biased data and non-diverse teams. Guardrails can't clean polluted data. The bias remains, ready to resurface. Meta's statements ignore the gender data gap and the lack of women in AI development. Without diverse perspectives, blind spots persist and problems repeat. A technical patch can't solve a problem of perspective. The real solution is a fundamental shift, unbiased data, inclusive teams, and proactive design. Post hoc fixes are reactive. What's needed is systemic change. We must demand better from those building our digital world. This isn't a moment for despair. It's a call to action. Women must be at the center of AI conversations and design. Demand transparency. Companies must reveal their data sources and audit for bias. Regulations should require independent oversight of major AI systems. Support women in tech, not just in STEM, but in leadership and product design. Diverse teams build safer, more equitable technology. Digital literacy is essential. Understand how these systems work, question their biases, and teach the next generation to do the same. Ask, who designed this bot? What biases might it have? By raising awareness and demanding accountability, we can reshape the digital world. The sisterhood of code must be visible, vocal, and empowered. Our collective action can demand better, fairer technology for all. Meta's AI personas are a wake-up call. We've seen how easily bias becomes code, and how digital echo chambers can amplify harm. The risk to women is not accidental. It's the result of biased data and non-diverse teams. But the future isn't set. The code can be rewritten. The solution isn't retreat. It's active participation and collective action. Researchers, policymakers, and companies must prioritize ethics and inclusion. Women's voices and expertise are essential to building safe, equitable digital worlds. The future doesn't have to mirror our patriarchal past. Let's demand transparency, champion inclusion, and claim our place as architects of the digital world. The time to act is now. The blueprints are being drawn.